Hey friends, it's me again. I'm just walking in the neighborhood, this residential area, and I want you to sort of observe that there are many trees that are being planted by the town council, you know? So there are a lot of trees around here, and perhaps this gives Singapore the branding, you know? We are a clean and green city. So everywhere we go, you always see trees and plants and everything else to beautify the space, you know, this urban space, urban landscape. But I want to take the tree as a metaphor for something that might be useful to you. If you see what happens is, if you take a look at these trees, right? These trees are there every couple of meters. And if you are a business owner, I'd like to ask you to think about the infrastructure and the systems that are in place to help your employees and your team workers to sort of, you know, maybe have a pit stop for relaxation or for recreation, you know, for team building, for example. What are you doing to keep your culture alive? What are you doing to keep your organization intact? All right, so on one hand, it is important for you to have a long-term goal and to plant things so that your company will be sustainable. But on the other hand, you would need to have these little things, well, I won't call them little, but these trees in place so as to allow your team workers, your team players to feel like they have a place to enjoy themselves and feel rejuvenated because you have these systems in place. But if you are not a business owner, I want you to start considering something even deeper, something to think about. Right? Most of the time, you hear, you know, success leaves clues. Success leaves clues, right? And if you're an entrepreneur, for example, you are very much into personal development, entrepreneurship, business, etc. And most of the time people say, if you know the why, you will know the how. You see, that is a good motivation. But I'd like to add the second part of the equation to the knowing your why and don't worry about the how. I think what is missing from this equation is knowing who you are. Knowing the who is more important, because you see, if you take a look at this tree extends all the way out, you know, offering perhaps shade to both humans and birds, and there is an entire ecosystem that is being built within this whole structure over here. And the why is really the branches that are extending out. So your outreach is based on your reasons, your motivation. But what is important and what is often neglected is the who you are, that is your value systems, you know? If you take a look at the tree cannot be growing to such an extent, the height as well as the width, if the roots are not firmly planted underground, extending below the soil. It is something that we don't often talk about, but values are very important. So I encourage you to start thinking about growing yourself internally, emotionally. Because most of the time when we think about businesses or thinking about just going and getting it done, those are great aspirational goals for you to do, but at the same time you need to sink in. You need to grow deep. You need to dig your roots deep before you can extend yourself outwards. So for example, values like compassion, kindness, commitment, resilience, empathy, you know, these are, I think, the most important values that will guide you through life. And because when you are growing yourself, your values, people will be attracted to you a lot more than just your beauty, in your aesthetics, your wealth, etc. So the question here is, I'd like you to take with you What are you rooted in? All right, what are the value systems that ground you so that you can start reaching out and helping other people along the way, providing comfort, providing shade to all those who need you. All right, so think about that, and I'll see you in the next episode.